Yo, this console generation has been absolute dog water, bruh. I'm so freaking serious right now. Like, why did I get a PS5? Why did I get a PS5? I can tell you why I initially got it. Because when freaking Miles Morales was a new game, I freaking loved that game. When I saw the PS5 upgrade and that man went from having a basic Caesar cut to legitimate curls, the PS5 gave this man a brand new hair texture, bro. And I'm like, this is amazing. And then it kind of just stopped. I love the PS5 controller. That's really good. Like, that was a pretty good upgrade from the PS4 controller. I'm like, don't get me wrong, there's a few good games like Ghost of Yotai? Is it Yotai or Yotai? Sorry, I haven't played the game enough. I don't remember how to pronounce it yet. Ghost of Yotai? Shut up. Ghost of Yotai just came out. It's definitely Yotai. Ghost of Yotai just came out. And I'm sure it's a good game. Again, I'm at the very beginning, but Ghost of Tsushima was freaking awesome. So I'm going to assume Ghost of Yotai is just going to be just as good, if not better. Probably enjoying it a good little bit. But even with that, I'm like, it's probably just going to come to PC in like a year because that's what Sony is doing with all of their exclusives now. I mean, I got it physically on the PlayStation 5 just so that I could have it physically for future reference because I'm like leaning more towards physical media again. But aside from that, Spider-Man 2 was a good exclusive. Wolverine's going to be pretty good when it comes out, hopefully. But again, it's a Sony exclusive, so it's probably going to come to PC in like a year's time after that. I'm like, and with the industry kind of getting rid of console exclusives, I'm just like, what's the point of owning a console? This generation has been dog water. The Switch 2 is good. If, you know, I know all the controversies surrounding Nintendo at the moment. It's kind of like they suck as a company, but I'm like, they're just being a company like they have always been. That's not to excuse what they're doing with like their pricing models and stuff like that, but the Switch 2 in and of itself, I think is a good system, and I think will have good games on it in the future. It already has a few good games, but again, pricing aside, I think there's an actual reason to own the console itself with things like Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Bonanza and other future exclusives that they're no doubt going to have in the future because Nintendo is the only console in the race still that has exclusive IPs. Don't even get me started on Xbox. What's an Xbox? They're garbage, legitimately. I'm a fairly decent tech-savvy person, and I can't tell you which Xbox is which because it's like the naming scheme is so doo-doo dog water. Like the Xbox Series S, X, Series XS, and freaking, like, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I'm sure some Microsoft fanboys are going to be in the comments and see that one and get mad if anybody sees this video, but I'm just like, bro, the Xbox is so dead. They've been dead for a while now. Like, legitimately, I'm like, they're spearheading this generation being trash. Nintendo kind of threw off the generational thing with the Wii U when they released like way earlier than the PS4 and Xbox One. So I know Nintendo's technically on a different generation train than Sony and Microsoft, but for the sake of simplicity, let's put the Switch 2, the PS5, and the Xbox Series in the same generation. The Switch 2 is worth owning. I think the PS5 is worth owning, but just barely because I'm just like, they haven't really done anything with it. The power on the system is freaking awesome, yes, but it felt like such an optional upgrade this generation as opposed to a mandatory one. They still have games coming out for the PS4, and I'm like, power to you if you only have a PS4 and you haven't upgraded to a PS5 yet. Seriously, I'm glad that you're still getting games, but on the flip side of that, we're not getting anything exclusive. I'm not getting Black Ops 7 because I'm just good for like the next 3 cycles of Call of Duty. I bought the last 3 games and it's seriously the same thing every time. So I'll see y'all when like Black Ops 12 comes out because I'm just not going to keep paying $60, $70 for the same game every calendar year, especially when every time I log the game on, it's just a new 200 gigabyte update and I'm bombarded with like 15 commercials before I can get to the actual gameplay. It's just like, I'm good. But today's video isn't to necessarily rant about the software, but more so the hardware. I mean, they go hand in hand, but I'm just like, I'm really to see why I have current, like, it's just like I said, the PS5 has timed exclusives, so Sure, but even then, there's only been a handful. Legitimately, what are the PS5 exclusives? Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, which isn't out yet, Ghost of Yotai. I'll wait. Like I'm so serious. Please let me know in the comments. I might be missing out on games like Deathloop. Sure, that one didn't really interest me. I like there's nothing. There's no reason to own these systems. I think if I'm not mistaken, PC numbers are like going through the roof right now with what people are doing in terms of building them, and I'm like, it makes sense. These companies are giving like zero incentive to own consoles right now, and I'm just like, good for the people making PCs. I switched to the PC community like 3 years ago now, but you know, even when I made my PC, I was like, this is awesome. I like all the extra power. I like that the games look so much infinitely better. But when I initially switched to PC, I was like, even though I have a PC now, I think I'll always also have consoles because I just love gaming so much. And I'm just like, now I'm not so sure. It's like, will I get a PS6? I can tell you this much, I'm not getting one until at least 3 years in, unless if they just drop something that is so overwhelmingly amazing where it's like, I have to have this console right now. But I genuinely don't see how they're going to do that because the upgrades are so incremental now. I'm like, GTA 6 is going to be on the base PS5, and my PC is probably, hopefully, going to be decent enough to run GTA 6 because it's not that old of a build, and I made it fairly powerful when I built it. So that's not the big killer game that would make me get a PS6 in the future. And it's like, they're already talking about future consoles. I'm like, y'all didn't do anything with these. Honestly, even the PS5, like the PS5 is definitely an upgrade from the PS4. Like, hear me when I say that. But it's not like this massive balls to walls upgrade like it was from the PS2 to the PS3 or from the PS3 to the PS4. Especially if you had a PS4 Pro. I'm like, it's good, don't get me wrong, if you went from PS4 Pro to PS5, but it wasn't anything that was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I spent the $700. Like, to me, I just haven't seen it. That's just me. Again, it's awesome that we can have 60 FPS as like a standard now on consoles. So that alone was kind of low-key worth the upgrade, not gonna lie, but it doesn't go much past that. It's like, how many more resolution bumps can we get? It's like, okay, like, you know what I mean? If I sound like I'm saying the PS5 upgrade was more useless than what it actually was, I'm not trying to say that. Okay, for the fact that we can have 60 FPS games now in 4K resolution, yes. Did the PS4 have 4K resolution? I don't think so. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure the PS4 capped at 1080, but again, I'm not 100% on that. It's good that we can now have higher resolutions and higher frame rates. However, where do we go from here? Like, I don't care how many pores you put on Nathan Drake's skin. Games look phenomenal now. Like, legitimately, if they make games look any more better than what they already are, there's room still for like slight improvements, but after a certain point, you're just gonna be looking at things that look like legitimate real life. And I don't want games to look that realistic. Honestly, that's part of the reason why Nintendo is appealing. Not only are their games fun and like actually exclusive to the console, but there's also like their cartoonish elements are kind of refreshing. Don't get me wrong. I love the God of Wars. I love the Ghost of Tsushimas. I love the Resident Evils when games have really amazing and fantastic visuals and it looks like it's just like this amazing cinematic experience. I love those games. But when every single game becomes that, it kind of gets old. It's like, I don't care if I can see the shaved hair follicles on Kratos' head. It's just like, I mean, it's novel at first, but when we're 50 games deep, I don't care that much. At this point, I'm like, graphics are good enough, and I know I'm not the only person who thinks that because I've seen a lot of different people say that. Graphics are good enough at this point just for fine gameplay and features. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, oh, PS6. It's just like, are you excited? It's like, not really. What are they gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? I've seen rumors that they might go down like the Switch route and make the PS6 like a hybrid console or have like a hybrid option. I'm just like, I guess we'll see when that happens. I could see being able to take PlayStation games games on the go kind of being appealing again, you know, unlike the Portal, where I'm pretty sure that's just like you're streaming the games to it. But, you know, I digress. This console generation has kind of been doo-doo, not complete doo-doo, like it's a solid turd. It's not like a watery turd where it's completely useless. Wait, why would you? Okay, you know what I mean. It was kind of worth the upgrade, but I'm like, I feel like next generation is going to be a really tough sell. The PS5 Pro is a freaking joke. Like, I legitimately laughed when I saw that. But then I'm like, people bought it, and I was just like, you might as well get a PC at this point, especially with the way the prices are going up. Who's paying $800 for an Xbox? Just get a PC. You can get a decent PC build for like $1,300. A decent one. It's been a few years since I made one. I made a PC during like peak scalpers market, so you could probably make a pretty beefy build for even less than that now, possibly, potentially. Someone who's more well-versed in making PCs, because I've only done one so far, let me know if I'm correct or wrong in the comment section, but I'm just like, bro, I just fail to see the appeal of consoles right now. Exclusives are down the toilet. Prices are going up on extremely dated hardware at this point. Not dated, well, it is dated, but like 5-year-old consoles, when it's supposed to be the opposite. It's usually the opposite. Historically, console prices go down when the consoles are older, but that's just not the case right now. So I'm just like, you show me what the incentive is to get the next generation of consoles. Look, seriously, again, outside of the Switch 2. And I'm like, again, I don't want to sound like I'm glazing Nintendo, because I'm not. I think they're crazy to charge $50 for a 1-inch piece of plastic amiibo. Like, that's insane. I'm not buying those. I'm not touching game key cards because I want to actually own my games. But I'm just like, for the hardware in and of it, just the hardware itself and just the games themselves, if you take the prices off the table, I'm like, there's a reason to own that console. But with Sony and Microsoft, especially with Microsoft, the value of it and the incentive is really diminishing. I ended up rebuying Ghost of Tsushima on PC, and it looks better. I ended up rebuying Spider-Man PS4 on PC, and it looks better. And it plays better, and I'm just kind of like, as long as it's optimized well for the computer, I'm just kind of like, it's a much better experience. The only incentive I see having the PlayStation version of games now is just to have it physically if the whole game is on the disc. But aside from that, I don't really know. But that's my rant for the day. I know I kind of went crazy on the mic just because it's like, bro, like what? But it's just something I was thinking about, and I just wanted to record it really quick. But I digress. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe today to become a +1. And until next time, God bless.